The federal government has a new message for asylum seekers, but only if they're from Afghanistan or Sri Lanka. It's freezing refugee claims just for those two countries, with the expectation that conditions there will improve. The radical change is also meant to send a message to people smugglers that they can't guarantee visas for their clients. Chief Political Correspondent Mark Simkin begins our coverage.
The latest boat almost didn't make it to Christmas Island. It started taking on water, and while some of the 70 passengers were transferred to an Australian Navy ship, others were trapped.
The distressed vessel began to sink more quickly, and the remaining passengers, and indeed our Navy steaming party on board, all of whom were wearing life jackets, abandoned ship and jumped into the water.
All were rescued. So far this year, more than 1,800 asylum seekers have arrived at Christmas Island, around 1,400 of them from Sri Lanka or Afghanistan, and that's prompted a dramatic policy shift.
The government is implementing an immediate suspension on the processing of all new applications from asylum seekers from Sri Lanka and Afghanistan.
The asylum seekers will be locked up until the freeze is reviewed in 3 to 6 months. But there's no guarantee even then the refugee claims will be processed. The government denies it amounts to indefinite detention.
The message is the circumstances in Australia have changed, and that increasingly persons from Sri Lanka and Afghanistan are being refused asylum in this country.
Both countries have been devastated by violence, but the government argues security is improving.
In the case of Afghanistan, we may well be the first country to effect a pause or a suspension.
Christmas Island's already overflowing. The visa freeze will increase the numbers and the tensions. Extra police are heading to the facility, and it's likely some of the asylum seekers will be sent to the mainland. The government argues the violence in Afghanistan and Sri Lanka caused the influx of boats, but now says security's improved. And while it still denies its immigration changes attracted asylum seekers, it now hopes its new, tougher approach deters them.
This is an admission by the government that its policies have failed.
Effectively what they've done here is they've taken the wet lettuce to people smugglers.
Even the ministers acknowledge the boats won't stop immediately. Mark Simkin, ABC News, Canberra.